So now, in voices, this is the tense and this is the form. This form means formation or formula or key. Is that understood? When you have tense in the simple present, what is the form? The form is that subject plus is or am or are. Plus what? PPV. Then present continuous is subject plus is or am or are. Plus what? Being plus what? PPV. Then present perfect. Subject plus have or has plus what? Been plus PPV. Then simple past. Subject plus was or were plus PPV. Past continuous. Subject plus was or were plus being plus PPV. Past perfect. Subject plus had plus been plus PPV. Future, simple future, subject plus will plus be plus PPV. Future perfect, subject plus will plus have plus been plus PPV. So the only thing that you are to look at when you come to what, there are rules govern before changing what passive to active. The first thing for you to change subject, passive to active, you must make sure you have what we call as what SVO. If you don't have this SVO, you can't turn it to what passive voice. We have two types of voices. We have active and passive. All the tenses are in what active voice. But when you come to when you want to turn them to what passive voice is where you are going to use this formula. Look at this example. He eats rice. He is your subject. Is your verb. Where is your object? Rice. So this is in form of what? Active voice. If you want to turn it to passive voice, this object will come back to position of what? Subject. You now write rice here. So you see, now you have your subject. So now rice becomes your subject. Then you use your formula. Are you going to use is or am or are? What are you going to use? Is. Rice is to use is or am. So then you look at your verb. This is your verb. Eats. What is the PPV of this eats? Eaten. Rice is eaten. Then you now introduce the conjunction by. Then you now use by. Who ate the rice? So this subject will now move to position of object. Becomes what? Him. Do you understand how we did it? Because it is present. So you use this formula. You are not going to say rice am, rice are. No, rice is. So then let's look at another example. The teacher teaches the students. The teacher is your subject. Teaches is your verb. Where is your object? The students. So then you now bring it what as the position of subject. You now say what? The students. The students what? To look. So then you now look at the formula. Are you going to say is or am or are? Because plural. The students are what? Taught. By whom? By the teacher. What's it? Teachers. No. Teacher. The subject is singular. The students are taught by the what? By the teacher. Is that understood? Yes, sir. So now if I say, I know you, can you turn this to passive voice? I know you. Yes, you can turn it now. Subject, verb, and object. Can you turn it to passive voice? How can you do it? You can change it to passive now. This is your subject. This is active. So you are turning it to passive. Is what I am asking now. You are known. So here I don't use by. Then use introduce to. You are known to me. Not I. Is that understood? So here is not anywhere we use by. I know you. It's active. Passive becomes you are known to me. Yes. no goes with to. It's not any, it's not, there will be, sometimes we even use with. We didn't go, maybe is that the problem is that the time that we did it with you, we didn't go far. There are some verbs that don't go with what by. Like this word no. We don't use by it. I am known to her. She is known to me. I can't say I am known by her. It's wrong. Is that understood? Yes. So now let's move to the next one. So this one says, the painter is painting the house. Just look at the structure of the tense. Is painting. What tense is it? Present continuous. Then you look at your formula under present continuous if you want to turn it to passive. The painter is your what? Subject, right? Is painting is your verb, right? And the house is your what? Object. So the house is your object. Then in passive, this object will come to position of what? Subject. You now say what? The house is, you see, is what? Is plus being, is what? Being. Then you now look at your verb, painting. What is the PPP of this painting? Painted. By whom? By the painter. That's very simple. So this, okay, then let's look at this one. I am peeling yams. Turn it to passive. Just look at it. No need of telling you the subject, object, and the verb. How can you turn it to passive, boys? Yams. Is kuma. Yams are being. Then what is the review of this peeling? Peeled. By whom? As simple as ABC. Is that understood? Yes. So the next one we have, okay, look at the structure of the tense. Musa has marked the scripts. Has marked. What tense is it? You see, has. You are saying past. No. Present perfect. I have gone home. She has gone home. In what? In present perfect, we use has or have plus past participle form of the verb. She has collected the book. Turn it to passive now. No. The book has been collected by her. What if I say she has collected the books? Why are you using are? Look at your formula under present perfect now. Subject plus have or has plus been plus PPV. The books have been collected by her. So now turn this one to passive voice. Look at it. Musa has marked the scripts. Why are you saying has? Look, can't you see as? The scripts have been what? Marked by Musa. Is that understood? Abu Huraira has bought a car. Has bought a car. A car has been bought by. It's very simple. Is that understood? So now, the next one we have, my brother wrote a letter. This wrote, look at the verb. Just look at the verb. From there you know the tense. Which tense is it? Simple past. Then you now look at your formula. What is your formula? Subject plus was or were plus what? PPV. So here we said, my brother wrote a letter. Turn it to passive voice. Was wrote. We say plus PPV, you are saying was a letter was wrote. Who taught you this? A letter was written by. That's good. A letter was written by my what? My brother. Don't say brother, brother. The next one is what? My brothers wrote letters. There is S after the R. Meaning plural, So how can you turn it? letters were written by my by my brothers. Go. Okay. By my brothers. So do you understand now?
The role of this boy is subject within
the first rule says the object of the sentence must turn to position of subject. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is that the be forms of verbs are used according to the tense of the what? Of the sentence. Do you understand? Then after that, the preposition by is used. That's number 3, co? Then the subject of the sentence will now move to position of what? Object. Rule number what? 4, co? Rule number 5 is that the past participle forms of the verbs are used at all the time. That is the rule of what governing from what changing active to passive. Do you understand? So that is it. And sometimes we have what? We have sentences that have 2 objects. When you have sentences that have 2 objects, if you decide, you can begin with the direct object or indirect object. For example, Abu Huraira bought me a car. Here we have 2 objects, me and a car. Abu Huraira bought me a car. This is simple past, co? Look at how I'm going to learn it. A car was bought to me by Abu Huraira. That's number 1. Or I can say, I was bought a car by Abu Huraira. I did this for you now. Okay, sorry, you were not there. Actually, he was not there when we did it. And gaskiya ne. That is the only formula at the Rahman. You go home and master them. You should have the mastery of what? Those regular and irregular verbs. Because this one, where they say rot, if you write it, the lecturer will cancel it for you now. Because look at it, all the time, PPP. What is PPP? Past participle. That's what we use. Even if you start everything correctly, like here when you say, here we said Musa has marked. Okay, for example, here we said my brother wrote a letter. Then you now say a letter was wrote. You see, the only you are missing, you say wrote, the lecturer will cancel it for you because you didn't follow the rule. Any verb you see, you must turn it to what? Past participle form. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
So, no any question, Mashallah.